All right, what's going on, everybody? Hey, it's your boy Tvshka, and I have the honor of interviewing a friend and local celebrity, Mr. Hollywood himself, Andrew Amos. What's going on, bud? How you doing today?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, doing well, man. Dude, I'm over the moon, man. I'm super excited about Echo, and watched the whole series twice, and it's actually absolutely phenomenal. And when talking with some of our colleagues like Seth Fairchild, he had asked, what's my favorite part, and it hands down, it's the stickball game, man. I mean, that's our culture to a T. I mean, if you got one picture, it's going to be stickball, and so you actually, had the distinguished honor of traveling down to Georgia, where the devil went down one time, and right, but you got to go play stickball, man, and not just play stickball, but you actually got to be on camera in a Marvel, Disney Plus series. So, man, tell us, like, what was that experience kind of like?
Yeah, so um, we went down there for a week, and it's kind of surreal looking back on it now because back then we were like, two. Well, it was, I forget when it was. Um, I think 2022, 2021.
Wow,
Um,
yeah, so that early, yeah.
and looking back on it then, we were going down there, and we knew we were gonna be in a Marvel movie, but seeing yourself on screen is just kind of surreal. And um, so you see the body paint and the tattoos and everything that we have, and we actually had to show up to the set at 4 in the morning, our first day of shooting,
Hmm.
to get all of that put on, and it that was an early wake up.
Right? Yeah. How long did it take for the whole makeup process? I know for talking with Dewayne Hornbuckle, which you guys can check out our interview with him on the channel as well. I know talking with Dwayne, he had said that they actually had to cover up all of his tattoos so they could make it, relevant to the era. And then they put fake tattoos on top of the covering of his old tattoos. So, what did that process look like for you? I know we'll show a flattering picture of you here in a bit, but yeah, what was that process for you sitting in the makeup chair and doing hair?
Oh well, I had long hair back then, so
Okay,
they
they had
didn't
something to
have.
work with. Yeah.
Yeah, they had something to work with, and I'm a blank canvas because I don't have any tattoos. So
Hmm.
it was kind of easier for them just to slap on my fake tattoos and start putting body paint on. And so it probably took about a good hour and a half to 2 hours of makeup. And a bunch of those guys, they told us, the makeup artist, they said this is kind of like our first big shoot. Like we're all not used to
Yeah.
working with each other like this. And
Yeah.
there's like we've been on like some like kind of Marvel shows, but not anything to this extent. And so it was kind of cool, like to be being able to share that first kind of experience with them. And so like a lot of them were
Yeah.
like asking us questions like, where does this where would this be appropriate to go, this tattoo? Or
Right.
if you were to see this tattoo on a person, where would they have it? And so we were kind of like giving them our opinions, like, hey, I think it would look good right here, or I think it would look good here, or traditionally, it would be right here. And
Yeah.
so we kind of like coached them through it, and they kind of like coached us through.
I know that Dr. Ian was actually on set, right? So he was helping them with some of the historic aspect and some of the accuracy for that era. Um, but I kind of want to jump back to you were talking about like with that team that it's the first time they had been together. Typically with the Disney Plus series, I mean, it looks like you have maybe two or three people in a room talking.
Yeah,
For that one, you guys were at a NASCAR stadium, is that right?
yeah,
Or a
we're at
racetrack?
Atlanta Motor Speedway,
Yeah,
and I there was probably about, I'm gonna say, 25 plus makeup artists there,
yeah,
and they were all like their chairs were full,
yeah.
and there was like tons of people. I would imagine there was probably close to about 100 people there, if
Okay,
not more, just
yeah,
waiting to get makeup done. if you got there early enough, you could get into your costume. They gave us hospital gowns because we didn't have anything on really.
God dang it! Hold on, I'm gonna put the mask outside. All right. I just close the window just in case. Yeah. So kind of as you mentioned, so 25 makeup artists, and they had them all kind of lined up in the chairs.
Yeah, and like I was saying, if you got there early enough, you could sneak in, put your costume on, get your hospital gown, sit in a chair, get your makeup on, and go eat breakfast. And which it was just kind of like as early as you wanted to show up is like determine on how much time you got to eat breakfast.
Yeah. Right.
And so they had some cooks there, and they were cooking up some breakfast, and it was kind of like a buffet style, but it was still pretty good. Which they took really good care of us while we were down there. They had people like running on set with water, and if we needed a break, they had like an AC tent, and we'd just go to AC for a little bit and then come back out. And so all in all, it was pretty fun. From the kind of the backstage kind of thing. And then,
Yeah. Because they, so you said like there's probably about 100 people, and within that match, you guys were filming in August.
yeah.
Yeah. So, kind of in the heat in Georgia, which I know very well because whenever I was in the military, I did my training there in Georgia in July and August, and those are some miserable months, man.
Those are some pretty hot months.
Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and just kind of show your picture. So, you you got to be in the scrum, man. So you were actually, on the Choctaw side in red. And so for those that don't know, even if you watch the show, the blue was Cherokee. So this is actually Choctaw versus Cherokee in a stickball match. And there you are, right there, bud. I love it, dude. So is that all your natural hair, or did they kind of have a little bit of
So
fake hair to kind of put on to help kind of keep that shape?
So my real hair was in like a waterfall, and they just parted it into three different things.
Yeah.
But the part that goes this way was fake hair.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So you didn't just shave and have your whole forehead wrap all the way around, nothing like
Yeah.
that. Who knows, man? That look may come back now. You never know,
That
man.
word may come back.
Yeah. Some hipsters out there in California may pick it up. But yeah, man. So you got credited on there as a stunt performer, actually. There we go. Yeah. So there you are, second name, Andrew Amos, man. So who's Henry? Is that relation to you, or?
Um, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Right. Probably
I don't.
distant kin or another
Yeah,
Amos family. Yeah.
yeah. I don't really. I'm not really sure, but I don't think so.
Yeah. Now one question I mean, I didn't get to ask Jordan yet, but I see him in the bottom left, Jordan Road.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, I see Billy, Eagle Road, but I was like, man, where's Jordan at? Come on now, did him
Yeah.
wrong. You had the stickball team, from Choctaw Nation. Now, for the Cherokee performers, were they actually Cherokee and from a stickball team from Cherokee Nation?
Some of them were, like Riker Six Killer.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Ethan Wynn, Travis Gouge. Now, some of them were Choctaw too. Kaiser Johnson, he was on the Cherokee side. He's from Mississippi. And I mean, a bunch of those guys we still talk to today.
So for the stickball game, of course, traditionally, and the way Choctaws play even now is we have one post that
Yeah.
you're supposed to knock with the ball or the tole. But in this one, I mean, we're playing Cherokee. I don't know if it's supposedly home ground for the Cherokee, but they ran through two posts that were kind of almost like a little bit of a gate. Did they kind of talk about that as far as why they decided to go that route instead of having it be a post where you actually got to toss the tolle and get the point?
So Dr. Ian Thompson actually talked about that when we first got there, and he kind of explained. He said, "This isn't gonna be the normal game that y'all are used to."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "But back in those days, this is how the Cherokee played.
Okay.
That they ran through the
Yeah, because they're not good enough to throw a ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Did he, Dr. Ian, kind of go into any more description as far as the way the game's played that's different? I mean, because you have the scoring aspect, but everything else kind of the same.
Yeah, everything else was more or less the same. It was just that, that game in particular, they were playing for land rights.
Hmm.
And so the backstory on the game was um, there's the guy that gets called out by Dewayne. His name is actually Jawan Lakota.
Yeah.
And he's
Big
from,
dude.
yeah, he's from South Dakota. And so the backstory on him was he actually killed Lowak's brother in a game, and so
Okay.
that's what she was like. She was in a in a like a split decision on whether she wanted to get revenge and kill him back, or if she wanted to win the game.
Man, right?
Because there were like two outcomes. If she would have
Mm-hmm.
chose to kill him, then the Choctaws would have lost. But if she would have scored, then the Choctaws would have won.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because Dwayne told us that he was actually supposed to die as far as that character.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they broke his neck or something of that nature. So okay, yeah. So there's a lot more backstory that wasn't really shown on screen or really communicated, and and that's where like a lot of people kind of had theories that they kind of edited a lot of stuff to save time,
yeah, yeah,
which they typically do. I mean, typically when you do filming, I mean, you may film for 100 hours, but you're only going to use 1 hour of it. You only use about
yeah,
1% of what you get. But also that's kind of the criticism too, is that with with the series that is rated mature, but a lot of people were claiming that it's not mature enough or not gritty or gory enough. So that definitely would have upped that ante a little bit. So did you get a chance to watch the full season? And what are your overall thoughts of it, man?
I I actually enjoyed the series a lot. Just kind of the start of it, and like, which, in all honesty, I kind of feel like the Marvel stuff was a little bit rushed in
Mhm.
like the first two episodes. Um, everybody's got their own opinion about stuff, but that's just kind of my opinion. Is like, I feel like kind of it's just a little bit rushed, but all in all, after that, it was a pretty cool series to watch. And like you said earlier, it's so cool to see tradition and everything on screen, and getting that representation out there.
Yeah, yeah. So, for you, I think you're a little bit younger than me, but you can't tell, man. The Choctaw, we don't crack.
Yeah.
But no, man. Like, so, I mean, for you, but then also, what do you think that this impact is going to be, kind of for some of the younger generations as well, being able to see their representation on screen, that we've never had before. Do you think that'll empower them? Do you think that more people will start getting into film? Will you be getting into more film as well, and actually going for some more roles? Or what do you think the impact of Echo is going to have on the Native community?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it'll empower our youth, especially around here, seeing like local people on screen.
Hmm.
And I feel like some people would be like, hey, if they can make it, why can't I like shoot my shot and see if I make it? And that's what I would like to see more of. Really, is local people around here, to try to get more roles. And I was kind of wanting to uh, try to go for more roles, but you
Yeah.
know, it's just kind of like, um, I'm just not sure like how to go about it. Which I have like friends now, so I can ask them.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you made friends with, Screen Actors Guild, eligible actors. Yeah. And then, I mean, of course, kind of the ones you mentioned as far as some of the stunt performers and other actors. I mean, yeah, you never know where it's going to go.
Yeah,
I mean, I know for me, talking with family, it's like if we had this whenever we were growing up, I mean, we probably would have been, more attached to our culture earlier on, instead of kind of midway through our life. But also yeah, I mean, I've always been a huge film fan, and I think seeing that representation, I mean, I probably would have actually gone a little bit more into film. I mean, of course, I'm doing video podcasts right now, but but you know
yeah,
what I mean. It's like, yeah, like I may have because whenever somebody kind of blazes that trail, then there's a lot of feet that follow, and so yeah, so I think you guys did amazing work on it, man. I know it's just that one shot we kind of got you in, but you guys as a whole, it sounds like you had a great experience. It sounds like the Marvel group really respected the process, and that you guys were really good ambassadors for the tribe, and so I'm excited to see Echo herself in future roles. I'm really excited for her to come back to Towak or Tamaha. Sorry.
yeah.
I'm so excited for her to come back, and then that way we can get some more casting calls, and I'll try to get on that sheet as well. But yeah, man. So okay, so Super Smash. Who's your character? Who are you playing with?
Super Smash. I was kind of in between two characters. I was kind of in
Yeah.
between Mario, of course, and
Okay.
then I forget the other one's name, but I don't really play like Mario Smash Bros. Or like Mortal Kombat or anything like that. So I'm just spamming buttons
You're
basically.
right. Just button mash.
Yeah, if I hit a combo, I hit a combo. I'm not
Right.
thinking,
Yeah.
how'd I do that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you learn the one combo, then you're doing that one combo the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I mean, I've been out of practice, but yeah, I mean, I think I always rocked Falco and Kirby.
Yeah.
Um, but man, there's a lot of new characters, man. I saw tournament on YouTube the other day. There's some new characters that look pretty dope. They got some cool attributes that because for me, I always went for the character that could uh, basically get back on the platform the easiest
Yeah.
because I was always getting knocked out. So Kirby be able to float, that's what I was, trying to have to double jump with other people. But yeah, man. But it sounds like you guys had a good time. I know we had a great time watching the series, and it's been an incredible experience for me because being Choctaw, a lot of people are just asking me questions now. Man, hey, okay, what's this? What's that? And even while we were watching it, we did a little bit of watch along and talking about like our culture and history before it even was shown on screen was amazing. Like I felt like a prophet, but that just shows that Marvel and Disney did an incredible job of really sticking to our culture and listening to the consultants and being true to it with it being a matriarch society and with the powers being passed through the lineage through the the maternal side. So there was a lot of things like that was just really true and specific to Choctaw that made it that much more authentic, regardless of people who know or not. I'm greatly thankful for you guys being a part of that, representing us well. I mean, we'll have to work on the Super Smash game maybe sometime, bro. But
Yeah.
yeah, any final words before we end this interview?
So they like I said earlier, we were thinking this is the first and last time that they were gonna ask Choctaws to be a part of something like this. Like we had to redo that shoot for the stickball game. I can't tell you how many times
Right.
because every time, they have the boom mics, and every
Yeah.
time they're like, okay, don't laugh, don't do anything, like you have to be serious. I mean, you tell a Choctaw to be
You can't
serious.
tell. You
Like,
can't tell us to be serious.
that's
Come
not,
on now.
yeah, that's not gonna go. That's not gonna go. That's not gonna go good. So, um, I didn't actually know they were gonna do like the whole landscape of the field, like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, going from the
Yeah.
river past the canoes and yeah.
Um, and so like every scene, like we were doing something like behind the play. Like we were behind the play, like, goofing off or something. Somebody would start laughing and they'd yell cut and they'd say, "All right, guys, y'all can't laugh. Like y'all have to do this good. Like we have to get these shots."
Right. Like, all right, okay, guys, we want accurate representation, but can you be a little more serious?
Yeah.
Quit being so Choctaw. Be more Cherokee.
And so in the final cut, they actually cut out the audio from the
Right.
shoot and
Yeah.
they voiced over it.
Yeah.
And so that's something that was pretty funny. And in one of the shoots actually, or one of the scenes actually, I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah.
Whenever he says "not another yard,"
Yeah.
I stood in the middle of the field and I pointed at Dewayne when he was sitting on the platform, and we just both started laughing, and then it was pretty funny.
Oh my god, I can see that. Cut! Cut! Guys, stop laughing.
Yeah,
This is a drama. This is an
yeah,
action drama.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it sounds like, man, like you just need to be in the next Smoke Signals,
Dude, I'm telling
right. But yeah, hey, Andrew, thanks again, brother. Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys going out there representing and putting in the work. And it's so cool to see you up there. I may print this off and have you sign it. That way we kind of get some framed pictures of you. But hope that you keep taking advantage of the next opportunities that come our way. I know we've got some internal ones as far as the casino and all that stuff, but definitely, man, yeah, just keep filling out those forms and just keep being a good role model, man. You're definitely being a part of that spear that's kind of cutting through and kind of blazing the trail. So appreciate you, brother, and yeah, you have a good one, man.
Hey, you too. Thank you for having me.